15-minute sharing on the financial market and what's going on. Hey, good. Everybody say hi to me. Wow, so much love. Thank you. I feel without me asking for love, when you send love, is this kind of love is very, very, very appreciated. Thank you. It is YouTube. I always no love on there.
YouTube got 3 likes.
Only 3 likes out of 21 views. Hiya. Yes, I must pay attention to my Facebook then. Okay, I thought it's very important for me before we start all the other part of the variety show. We got some exciting things that we line up, but something has happened in far away from Singapore. Actually, quite close, not that far from us. In fact,
actually quite near.
Our plane flew from Singapore past Ukraine. The plane do like that. You know what? Because they want to avoid missiles. Okay. Yes.
Just in case.
Yes. So I thought I want to share about 10-15 minutes, if you don't mind, okay, about the Russian-Ukraine war that just started, okay. What's the impact to our stock market? More important, is it an opportunity or crisis for us? How about that, okay? So maybe about 15 minutes max. I only got 8 slides, okay? The slides are all under War Plus One, WAR, War Plus One, okay? War Plus One, okay? So I've done it up. This is my 135th talk, okay? War Plus One. And I thought it's quite important for me to give you a backdrop of that, okay? I've been in the war zone before, okay? Personally in battleground before, missiles flying around, all this kind of thing. So I think it's very interesting to know that such thing has broke out across the world, okay? What does it mean for all of us? So before we start, I really appreciate everybody give me one full blast of likes. Those meow people on YouTube, can you please also give me more affirmation, like the video, that kind of thing? Thank you. You will go a lot in promoting, this thing. Yes. I don't think it'll be World War III. Okay, yes. I'll just share. Okay, so the slides for today is under War Plus One. Okay. Hey, I take a lot of effort in coming out with my slides on there. Yeah. Well, our premium more 1865 variety show got a lot of effort involved in it one, Okay. Yes. So anyway, the Russian-Ukraine war has started. Is it a crisis or opportunity? I thought one to share with everybody. Okay. First and foremost, better say whatever I share with you is more for education and entertainment, not to tell you whether buy or sell. Don't you all later go MAS cup with cup then I get invited for coffee. A lot of the other financial bloggers have been invited for coffee with them already. That kind of coffee is not very nice to drink. Okay. Yes. Okay. So first and foremost, the war has started. Okay. The war has started. Okay. Russia has just invaded Ukraine. And this is real. This is real. They really start firing missiles and attacking ground targets and things like that. Boom, 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 boom. War no fun. Okay. I think it is a very important time in times like this to tell your children, okay, and even your husbands, and especially your son, that what they do in national service is important. Don't ever think that we all small, Singapore, we have peace forever. Rubbish. Okay? We don't have neighbors that want to see us succeed. Let's get that very clear in your mind. Singapore is surrounded by neighbors that are very jealous of us, of our success. Right? If we don't have a powerful Singapore armed forces like what we have today, you think we can have the kind of peace you're enjoying right now? Do you know how powerful our Singapore armed forces is? Right? Russia just lined up 100,000 troops. Ukraine is about to collapse. Singapore has more than 500,000 troops. Okay, with the most powerful air force and more powerful air force in the region. Nobody there to mess with us. Okay, so tell your sons that thank you for serving the nation for us. So I already written that to Ben. I tell him that what he's doing now is important for us. Okay, I served 2.5 years plus 10 years of reserves as an infantry soldier. Okay, that is extremely important. Please go and get pat on your shoulder, your husbands, your sons, okay, and whoever friend, that what they are doing makes sense. If we are like Ukraine so weak now, if our neighbors will makan us up for sure. Okay. Yes. So don't take your peace for granted. We all agree. If you all agree, you give affirmation. Okay. For ladies who do not serve national service, Let's give your husband and your son a real firm affirmation. Very, very important, okay? Yeah, we train all this see how one, okay? You think we go army masa, is it? You really
Maybe because of COVID, then a little bit masa now.
you think we masa? What we really, really preparing for war, no? Yeah, nobody there mess around with Singapore, right? Okay, our military forces is so, yeah. What I'm sharing, we are a small country, it can be eaten up easily, that is true. But we are like a small fish with 1,000 spikes. Any big fish want to swallow us, gonna choke. Try lah. Yeah, okay, I saw that, yes. It's not a secret. What I'm sharing is all in the public domain already.
Correct.
Yes.
You think every national day they parade around, so just
Yeah.
as a secret, man.
So basically, Russia has invaded Ukraine. Okay, and the question right now is what's the implication for all of us in the stock market? Okay, and also in the economy. First of all, let's ask ourselves, why the hell? Just one slide, why the hell Russia want to invade Ukraine? Everybody thinks that this President Putin is some mad dictator that want to do that. Right? You think he's that stupid? I think he was the head of the KGB or something like that. He's a very smart man. But why does he want to do that? Who caused it? Who caused all this? Actually, it depends who you talk to, but I will give my opinion, okay? You see, in the world, long time ago, there was two divided world. One is called the NATO and one is called Soviet Union in that sense, right? Then Soviet Union collapsed and more or less broke up into small little countries, and there's Russia. Here is NATO, okay, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Basically, these are the West and these the East. So they're kind of like, pushing each other, that kind of thing. So long time ago, they have this agreement, right? This will be the border between two of us. You will not come here any nearer, and I'll go there any further. So that kind of arrangement was okay. But NATO didn't quite stick to arrangement. They keep signing up more countries and push nearer and nearer and nearer to Russia. And Russia say, "Oi, you like coming nearer me, eh? And all the missiles and guns are pointing nearer and nearer. It's a security threat, right? So what would you do? You push them back, right? You push them back, you warn them, you threaten them, they do nothing and they come nearer and nearer and nearer. So Putin give an ultimatum, push back, these are my requirements. Meet this requirement, I won't do anything. You don't meet my requirement, I invade. What did NATO do? They did nothing. So guess what? Hold on, you force Russia to this corner. What does Russia do? Russia said, I got to mean business, right? He probably sensed that NATO, NATO is nothing, NATO, nothing but talk only, something like that. No action, talk only, yeah. They talk a lot. So as a result, Russia invaded Ukraine. Then this suddenly all NATO kanchong. You see, you invaded already, right? The best part is the United Nations Security Council right now is the Security Council, the Government World Peace. The chairman is Russia, even better. Now big conflict, damn funny, very funny, right? So as a result, right now what happens? We have a situation where NATO is not doing anything except economic sanction for now, and meanwhile Russia invaded Ukraine. My guess is I don't think Putin really wants Ukraine for Ukraine because Ukraine is one of the poorest countries in the world. He wants to make sure that the West get a signal that you don't come to my border any nearer. Let me tell you, if anyone comes to our border near like this now, we will also jump at Singapore, okay? Or for that matter, whoever your country is. But this is NATO coming nearer and nearer to Russia. What do you expect Russia to do, right? So I'm not trying to justify what Putin has done. I only trying to say I can understand what he has done. Okay. By the way, you at least if you understand, at least give me a signal so that I can move on. Okay. So at least we know that this is the current background to the situation why the war broke out. Okay. Very easy to understand. NATO pushed the limits. Russia pushed back. Ukraine kena. Okay. Worst part is Ukraine has repeatedly said, I want to join NATO. So Russia tell Ukraine and tell NATO, you dare join them. You join them, limpe will hood. Right? So these are the kind of geopolitical things that are happening right now that constitute to this situation. Okay? Good. Now, so that's the background, right? That's the background, the situation. Very interesting, very exciting. Maybe exciting is the wrong word to use. People are dying, I shouldn't say that. The question really is, how would it impact the global economy? How will it impact global economy? The first thing you need to take note is this. Russia is a major oil producer and natural gas. Okay, so sorry, I boiled barley water. So oil prices shoot up yesterday. I opened above $100 already. The oil prices shot up. Actually, oil prices shot up is not bad for Singapore. Singapore, okay, highly dependent on oil prices. We have a lot of oil refineries and all this. Last time when oil prices collapsed, Singapore economy jalat. So oil prices has gone up. So Russia oil is a major exporter of oil and natural gas, and therefore the impact is there. Second is that it's also a big food producer in the world. Okay, big food producer in the world, and it's a major food supplier to Europe. Okay, can you ask him whether 116 YT plus 1 ready? Okay, next is that. So therefore, food and oil are very important necessity. So when war break out, what happens? Oh, one more thing. When war break out and now the West is now accusing Russia of starting the war, what does the West do? You think the West really send troops inside? The chicken all fight all the wars, all the West are all scared already. They put economic sanctions. What do you mean by economic sanctions? You cannot buy this, you cannot buy that, you cannot export this, you cannot export that. As a result, supply chain further break up. Therefore, it will cause more inflation. So there's more inflationary pressure. We already very jalat with inflation already. Remember, we got so much inflationary pressure, and yet now we got more inflationary pressure. That is the biggest problem that we have right now. Okay, so the biggest problem of the Russia-Ukraine war is not war, it's inflation. Yes, that is the one that can kill. Okay, right. As you can see, the stock market has been wet jalat already, right? So therefore, raw material, oil prices, all these are causing inflationary pressure because of this thing. Okay. So what about the stock market? The stock market impact. By the way, all these slides are under war plus one. War plus one. Okay, war plus one. So what's the impact on stock market prices? Okay. Historically, geopolitical events have very short-term impact on stock market. Is it up? Okay. Arthur. There's a very short impact. So most war have very short-term impact. Weeks, days, that kind of thing. Then after that means the people go panicky. Then after that, business as usual. So really, most war have very limited impact on stock market. It goes back all the way to terrorist attacks, September 11, all the Middle East war and all this, all this short there. In fact, there was an article that says that that most of the time, after 6 months, it rarely up in about 5%, okay? And in 80% of the cases, all went well. So therefore, really, it's a short-term pain, but generally long-term, people just move on. So really, to analyze the full impact of the war is not quite important, but more important is that to know that the short-term impact is more caused by some panic and possibly inflationary pressure. Okay. Yes. So I have an article here from MarketWatch. I put down the link already. You download the slides from War Plus One. You understand. Okay. So therefore, right now we have a market really has corrected quite a lot. Has corrected quite a lot from this peak. Okay, the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 has went down quite a lot already. Okay, is it a buying opportunity? Possibly. I think it's a very interesting buy opportunity right now. I cannot tell you what you should do. I can tell you that I'm going in. Okay, bigger and bigger. So I think these are great opportunity, but there's no need to rush. Why? Because as the final words, right? Final words. There's no need to rush because I don't think the situation is going to change over the next 1 or 2 days. Okay, I don't think so. Okay, but I don't think this is going to be a long drawn war. Okay, I think it's more to send a signal. So therefore, I think we can afford to wait and see a little bit. My suggestion is that for an average investor, okay, we should break up our dry powder. That means whatever your money you have into several portions and slowly go in. Times like this are always great investment buying opportunity, but a lot of people will have problem picking up the gut to do something. I want to use a military phrase since we're on military environment right now. There's a term called "who dare wins." Who dares wins. Okay, who dares wins, right? So in times like this, you have the guts, yeah, over a long term or 2, 3 to 5 years, you're gonna see some very interesting returns. Okay, this is what I'll do. I can tell you what you should do. Okay, cool. So this is a short sharing. I hope you find this useful. Okay, so I'm going to hand you over back the variety show back to Kate Lou. We're going to walk around. Okay, any questions answer it later. How about that? Okay, all right, off YouTube right now. Okay.